Good morning, everyone. Welcome to... Oh, I was gonna change the camera. Whoops, I forgot about that. Here's the thing. I was gonna change the camera, but we already did one stream with the camera like this because it's hard for the time lapse because then the time lapse will shift suddenly. Dang it, I forgot that. Time to leave it like this for the entire painting. That's not that far off, Slick Duke. That is kind of what I'm thinking. Tiny mouse stream. Little painting. See, because the camera could come down and it could also like zoom in because like look at all this space. I don't know. I don't know what's better to do. To move it or to just leave it. So the first thing I need to do today is I'm going to do it first before I start reading alerts, is I'm going to get rid of this grid. Sounds like a future problem. It is. It's a future problem for, I guess, maybe me, but also probably for sure Dan. Oh, this helps a lot. Like some of these lines aren't going to come up because they're underneath the underpainting. And that's fine. Because I have to paint on top of the underpainting. But most of them are going to come up. Oh, we had a train. Morning train. Early Friday morning train. Mostly where it's lighter, because that was just the toned canvas, is where these lines are coming up. And then where it's darker, they are definitely not moving. That looks pretty good, and it's taking off a little bit of the underpainting, but that's fine, it's an underpainting. Normally I'm not scrubbing that hard to get the chalk off. So, that's fine. Alright, so we are going to be putting true color on this today. Where's the painting? Is that it? That is it. This is what I'm working from. So you can see this leaf is this leaf. So that's what we're working from. I also have this with half as many grid lines, which is what I think I'm going to do moving forward as I start to bring in true color. I'm going to redraw the grid lines bigger so I don't have such tiny boxes and have bigger boxes. The other thing I did, besides give myself another template with bigger boxes, is I put a blur over the photograph to try and help keep it lighter so I see less detail. And then I can go back after I do that and I can start to add more detail. It'll help me get the shapes better, I think. And it'll also help me not pay attention to every stupid little piece of the painting. As you guys know, I tend to do a lot of detail. Speaking of hot dogs. Why are you not closing? There we go. Don't think, just paint. That's the plan, Jet. I think I'm going to start with the darkest color, and it's going to give us a good base. I think that's the plan. All right, we have a 13-month resub from Fire Goddess, 28 months from Dark Overlord, 25 from Jacebook, 21 from Eliasan89, 27 from Kit Collide, 11 from Gaming Fan, 28 from Sakura Celica, Luna Gazer gifted a sub to Circle Now Squared, 14th month resub from Private Butter for Christ, 28 from Dragon Girl, and 11 from Siraj. Thank you all for the resubs this morning. I've been really excited to paint this. When I get to this stage of the painting, I'm always very, very excited. And it makes me sad I have to wait till Friday. All right, that's mostly dry. So we're gonna redo our grid lines, but bigger. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This eraser is melting onto things. You no longer get to live there. You can go have your own little space over there. It's taking the paint off this chalk pastel pencil. Weird. Gross and weird. Can you all see? Probably not, because it's too small. Like, the gray is kind of gone. Weird. I don't like that. All right, do we show up? Not really. I have to go back to the dark chalk pastel? Probably. All right, so this is 11-inch by 14-inch canvas, and the best way to do this was just kind of cut it down to every other grid line. So I had half as many. But then we end up with like a single inch over here, and that's fine. But I think I had too many last week, and it was harder because of it. Nope, do not move. And this side works because it's an even number. Canvas just jumped. It scared me. It slid back onto the shelf. Okay, new grid lines. Now, time for burnt umber. And I think I just want to use plain burnt umber for this. And then later, if I want, I can make it darker and darken some of it. So I think that is the right call. I didn't put much on my palette today. I figure I can get more if I need to and it won't dry out as bad. Let's see. Should I use this? This is a shader. How do I feel about this brush? So this is our first color, and this is Burnt Umber by itself. Because it's like basically perfect for what I want. Do I need anything added to this? I don't think I need any gloss. I think I'm good to get started. And I'm going to start in the bottom left corner because that one is the highest contrast and I can see it the best. And then I'll probably work like zigzagging this way, but not like perfectly constrained by the boxes. Just in general work that way. And I'm also noticing like some of my lines are a little bit off, and that's fine. We will do adjustments later. MTappet said, speaking of which, at the Costco yesterday I saw the first Halloween decoration. It was even July 4th. I saw the giant skeleton coming out of the ground they have a few days ago when I was there to do new contact appointment. Which I realized in hindsight I didn't order any, so I need to do that. So I'm just going to feather this across the grid line. I might work into it a little bit. It's whatever. I can kind of just make this up as I go. And the looser I keep it right now, the more detail I can do later. The more detail you'll be able to refine later, Aggregated says. Exactly. You guys have watched me paint long enough. You know how I work. So like right here, there's a darker leaf under that. And like there's a darker leaf here too. That helps so much, just to start bringing in that dark. It makes me very happy to start to see this come together. Which is why I was so excited to work on it. You see this light leaf right here where it's lighter? Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. This is the yellow leaf, not the oak. Okay, top of this box. Good morning, Moose. I spy Moose. And he said, recently people do Christmas in July, sort of mash up between summer and Christmas. I don't understand why people want to do that. The fireworks are always nostalgic for me because it was kind of a big thing in my family to go to my aunt's lake house and like sit on the pier and watch the fireworks. Publicity stunt like Black Friday. Yeah, I guess so. Let's see, this goes up to here, but then swoops there. This part is confusing and I don't like it. I'm trying to keep blobs of paint from drying because we don't want that. If I have to like repaint parts of it or go over parts of it, I don't want it to cause a problem later and be visible in the thick blob of paint underneath. And I did paint in these pine needles here, and I think I might just paint over that and add them in later. Because I don't think they're correct where they should be. Carly sent, you guys are talking about Christmas music. Carly sent me a video of Jordan playing with a little like toy piano. And then Kyle was playing a song on it, and it was Good King Wenceslas. For some reason. Okay, this box is done. Now we move up to this box. Okay, there's another leaf here. So we need to paint kind of around it. And I hadn't done it on the underpainting because it's close in color. All right, what else do I have? I have this leaf here. That kind of is also part of the darker set of leaves that aren't these bright yellow orange ones. So the underpainting doesn't quite pick it up. And the pine needles that I get to paint over. Okay, this line fills in a lot more. And I'm just dry brushing on some of these darker leaves to push them back a little bit. And it also helps me figure out what layer is what. So like this guy is darker than this guy here. And I'm glad I only put a little bit of paint out because this is drying quicker than expected. Sarah says, autumn is the best season though. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Okay, this leaf, after it does this, does a loop here. And the rest of this box is just filled in. Cool. My paint's starting to dry, so we need to get a bunch of that used anyway. Only like a few more boxes. Just a few. This is also letting me refine the shapes a little bit because the underpainting isn't perfect. Just doing a background so far. Well, this is the underpainting from last week, Jace book. This is me starting adding in the deepest color, or one of the deeper colors. And once I have that blocked in, I can start working into some of the more lighter colors. I'll probably block in, I don't know how far I'm going to get today with this dark color, but my hope is that I can start to block in the leaf colors, the major ones. And then I'll work on refining all of that. And then I have like the sheen of glass and like the ripples, not glass, water, and the bubbles to start to fill in after. So there is kind of that left. Two more boxes. Great. Let's see. Let's just plop a bunch of paint there and kind of use that to work. We have a 16-month resub from Sophie. Good morning. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, everyone. what am I trying to accomplish here? We're gonna dry brush in. Nice to have a place to chill. Thanks, Sappy. Ooh, this brush is getting really gunked up. Let's wash it off. Luna Gazer says, I'm off today, so it's a nice chill stream to relax to. My bike friends were like, who's doing rides today? We all have off of work. So I planned a few for... one for sure Sunday. Saturday is kind of up in the air right now. Sappy, you're working. Exactly, I told them. I was like, I have to work Friday. Okay, there's another leaf here. Even though I'm not working in this row, I'm going to start painting it. And he says, do they know you guys stream or do they think you have regular jobs? Some of them might, some of them, most of them don't. I don't know. I just kind of say that I do a little bit of education, social media stuff, and then kind of just leave it at that. They secretly lurk, yes, maybe. I'd rather they told me if they knew. You said they're mostly Gen Z? No. I mean, there's like different groups of them. Like there's some of them that are older than me. I should have mixed some slow dry medium into this because it's kind of becoming a pain. It's kind of drying on me as I'm working and it's a little frustrating. And now there's a bubble right here, and oh, this is way off. This needs to be more like here. Yeah, okay. And then it comes up, and then kind of flattens. Oh yeah, this is way off. Like this point of this leaf is above the line currently. It shouldn't be. It should be here. This is why we refine this, and this is why we do the underpainting. And then this leaf is way too high too, so it needs to come down. Probably more here. What happened to don't think, just paint? We're refining. I do not like how that bubble is there though. How I did it with the underpainting. Alright, this leaf top hits right here. And this is center. We're gonna take a water break once I finish this little bit up here. Okay, it's just the bubble right there that I have to do. So let's do this. You can kind of see a little bit better some of the layers. I know it's gonna be a little bit blurry, but you can see like this guy, how it's like not as bright as this guy. So we're doing a few layers into that. So it's kind of underpainting, but not fully an underpainting. We're trying to block in all the shadows. All right, before I put more paint down, we're gonna have some water. I might draw in the bubble with a paint marker. Because that will help me get it right. And like some of these leaves are super sharp, but the bubbles are another story. Okay, there's one. And then I'm going to use white to fill in part of that too, once I find the white marker. We have a 27-month resub from Jeff Samela. Good morning. It says happy 4th. Thank you. Happy 4th to you as well. Okay, there's the bubble. See the white on the canvas? And it's still not perfect. It's just trying to be blocked in so I can see it. Add a little bit more burnt umber to the palette. And this time, so it doesn't dry out on me as fast, we're going to add some slow dry. Just a little bit, like 2 drops. It'll also help it flow a little bit better. This is like nail polish thinner for those of you that do a lot of nail polish. It kind of re-adds the stuff that keeps paint wet into it. So now that I have that bubble blocked in, I can go back in with the umber. And paint around it. Bubbles are the complete opposite of sharp. Yeah. All right, there's one row. Time for a second row. And we already have almost 2 boxes on that row. Because like this one's basically done. Good morning, Mr. Raichu dude. All right, I did more needles here. We're just gonna paint back over those two. Because like I said with the other set, they weren't right. So we're just going to paint over them because we'll add them in later. So I blocked in this square so I could fill that in better and see it. Is the iPad that light or your fingers that strong or both? I don't know. It's a older iPad. Like it still has the home button. It doesn't bother me to hold. It just has my reference image on it. Is this song like silent? No, there it goes. That's why I don't want to upgrade my button. I know the battery on this sucks, but I don't use it for anything other than reference image. So it's not like I need it to do more than live through a session of painting. Okay, I drew in a bubble here, but on my blurred image where it's preventing me from seeing a ton of detail, I don't see it. Maybe I do. I think it's here, actually. I think I painted it in the wrong spot. Because there's definitely one here, though. So, we're gonna just blend this a little bit. dry brush over that leaf. And then draw in the bubble. What is your reference for this one? Is it a picture you took? It is. I think I took this back in January. No, November. I was out for a walk and I took about 30 pictures of the leaves that day because it was pouring rain. No, this was right after Extra Life. Because, like, I think I had just dropped Thomas off at the airport and then I came back and went for a walk. And, like, I think Steven was asleep. Alright, this bubble here is kind of a little lower than I originally drew it, and I think it's also smaller than I originally drew it. So like the top of it sits there. And I remember this day pretty vividly because I was totally soaked from the rain. My shoes like were needing to dry out severely after it. When are we painting Chaz Turtle? I do like Chaz Turtle. He's a big steppy. I think I painted a little bit too much black on this part. That's fine. We're just blocking it in. Jess took a very good photo of a turtle. Yeah, he was out for a run and there was a cute turtle. I think it was a box turtle, and he had like one arm up. He was like taking a huge step. I thought he took a turtle in. No, I don't think Elspeth would like that much. She is in charge of everything. She was screaming at me yesterday. I had to apologize to Princess because it was a little later than normal for her dinner. Wait, what am I doing? There we go. It's like, what is this leaf? What am I trying to do here? We have a 27-month resub from Devoid Art. Hello, good morning. That feels better. Okay, now all of this gets filled in. Okay, now that's good. Now I have to finish this leaf because it's this box, and then I can fill in all of this. So about halfway, and about there. How do I feel about this? That's better. That should be how it looks. And this leaf. We have a 27-month resub from Layla3. Good morning. I hope everyone is having a good Friday morning. I'm having a great Friday morning. It was not 100 degrees when I sat on the porch this morning and had coffee. I got to watch a squirrel try and get to the feeder, even though they know they can't. And we have a 22-month resub from Triforce Trummer. Mr. Raichu Dude. Do the squirrels know, though? They keep trying. They have not been successful. Alright, next bubble. So it's about half. I did that in the right placement. I think I drew it too big. Yeah, too big. That's fine. Now we can fix it. Tap canvas. It's not quite as drum-like today. Alright, 2 more boxes on this row, which is great news. Here. So there's one leaf, and then we get one that kind of sits behind right here. All right, now this box, and then just touching up that last box. I'm finding that as I've put the slow dry in, it's made it more transparent, which is fine. It's a little frustrating. It just means I have to do another layer. Box here. So you should start probably there. So if you missed it at the beginning, I was saying that I'm putting burnt umber down for this, for the shadows in the water. And if I want later, I can add in like a darker version of this to make it even darker in some areas. But for now, it's going to give me a good base layer for it. All right, there's 2 down. Water break again. Check your rings. Ah. Water and stretch break. Ow. Was that my shoulder? I forgot already. Okay, I think I'm gonna start back up here and work my way down this row, which is over half. Because like this side of the canvas is very high contrast and it's easier to see, but the glare on the water is more so over on the right side, so it's harder to see. I'm just thinking through the painting. Because like, I start to do the steps in my head, so like darkening all of this is the first spot. And then I think I want to block in the leaves. Like, this one's very yellow, this one's very yellow, this one's very yellow. These ones are a bit more orange. And like this one is light brown. And this one's light orange. So I think I want to start blocking those, and once I finish these background, the dark water, the burnt umber color, so that I can see that. And then we'll start to move into detail. But I have to finish this burnt umber first. And that detail is going to bring back a lot of the ripples and the glare, which I've done in the underpainting. Like you can see ones here, and then there's some here, and like this curve. So it's coming along. There's a lot of leaves on this. Aggregated says, I'm surprised how much it already looks like water despite the brown. If I tried that, it would definitely look like mud. Like this part, you mean? Or you mean like this? Or both, rather. Yeah, there's not really blue in this painting at all, because it's all, like, the tannins from the water are very strong, so these leaves that sit back further, like this one, like, they kind of get washed. Yeah, the darker part, like, the water is tea stained from the leaves and the tannins in the leaves. Probably should have pushed this guy back with a wash too. I can do that now if I want. Where does that sit? I'm just gonna dry brush some color onto it. See how that just pushes it back, like, immediately? I would have used some kind of blue and it would look all wrong. It would just be cooler. Like, cooler in tone and less autumn. And I could bring blue into it if I want when I start to do the highlights, like the parts that are currently white on these bubbles, and then the ripples that are going to sit on top of the water. I could bring blue in there, but I don't know yet. I may stay away from it because it is such a autumn color piece. All right, so I did this block. So we're on this block. And I need, when you look to your left, are you looking at your end of the stream? Here, yes, I am looking at OBS when I look here. And I can tell exactly what you guys are seeing there. So it's also a way for me to look at the canvas from further away instead of like here. And seeing how it comes across in video. If I paint not for stream, I get up and walk away. I'll go stand further back. So that's just a way I do that. And like chat is here, and alerts are here. Sometimes iPad is also here, but I'm finding lately that I like to have iPad here. Especially if I'm doing something that's so realism based on my photograph. Also, I'm probably gonna go long today. Like, I know we're almost to my normal 2-hour amount, but this painting has a deadline. And it will be for sale. But I do have a deadline on when I need it to be done. So I might as well paint a little bit. Because I have nothing else going on today except I need to isolation coat the stone lantern, the goldenrod painting, and one of Steven's dad's pieces needs isolated. And I have plans to talk to my stepmom, but that's it. So I have nothing else going on till Odyssey tonight. That's all we need of that song. All right. Got water on the iPad. We are on this box, which is here. So that hooks around. And then we have some more like kind of wash stuff in here. And I did draw a bubble here, but we don't see that. Not in this version. Box, half. Some of these are just difficult to see. Post-stream map. This part is getting a little confusing. All right, we have another bubble in our next block. So time to draw that. Don't rotate. We don't need you to do that, iPad. I heard that alert go off. I just need a second. We have a 20-month resub from Evar. Good morning. Welcome into holiday painting stream. It is a holiday in the US today. And we are painting the dark water on this painting. This is slightly more than an underpainting, but still kind of an underpainting. We need to lock this. Don't rotate anymore. That makes it difficult. Okay. I think I painted that bubble too big. That's fine. All right, there's another leaf in here that's pushed back a lot, so we don't really see it. And that's kind of it for this block. And this block doesn't have much either. I don't know if I like that line I just drew. Yeah, it needs to come up more like this. Hi.
Hi. Nice.
Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot you were painting.
You've told me that like 3 times this morning. You're like, oh right, you have a Friday stream. I was like, yeah.
My brain doesn't know it's Friday. I found a Key and Peele sketch I hadn't seen, and I got so excited. I was like, oh, I gotta. As soon as I started watching and realized I hadn't seen it, I was like, I gotta go watch this with Mal. And I got up here and I'm like, oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Well,
Bye.
I'll get a shower.
Okay. Yeah, this bubble is too big. That's fine. We'll chop it down a little bit. Oh, no. We were zooming in, not getting smaller. We can also go back in and darken up. The stuff in here I need to darken up. Yeah, this bubble is too big. And like this leaf needs to be darker yet, but we're not quite there yet. I'm getting lost on this painting. I need a second. Okay. I really need to get down here. But the thing is like this leaf needs to be darker, so I want to push it back, like I started to push this one back. But I don't know where it goes otherwise. And I really don't like this bubble, but that's okay. We're not doing detail yet. Keep having to tell myself that. All right, 1, 2, 3. There is a bubble here, so we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna block in this. Why not? Why not detail yet? Because we're trying to keep it slightly loose. Not quite like the goldenrod painting, but not like the stone lantern painting. Okay, so it starts there. That's pretty good. That one's fine. The other thing I can do is I can bring this a little bit more up there. And then we can go from that bubble I think I messed up a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish blocking it in around it. And we're going to go back in with a white marker to try and get the line right. Yeah, this one isn't right. I messed something up in there. Okay, is this dry enough to fix? Maybe. Let's draw this oak leaf correctly. This isn't the one I'm doing. But it is going to help. Oh, that is way off. Okay. That's why we're doing it, though. Way off, yep. So now I'm just going to fill in with the marker over all of the dark places that should be light. And then we'll block in the reverse in a second. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of wash just to make it a little bit more transparent in some areas, so we can push some of these back. Like this one needs to get pushed back. This one does a little bit. And I can also wash back, oh, maybe not. More carefully. We can wash back over this just a little bit to tone the titanium white down I used to fix it. Where was I? Over here. This one needs pushed back, but I want to fill in this first. New bubble. How many more do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm already almost to the next bubble. And I'm almost out of this color, which is a good time to do that bubble and then make some more of it. Okay. Bubble, more paint. So if my line is here and here, this is center, and that's right about where it is. And then let's do this one while we're at it. This one is lighter because it sits closer to this really light leaf that sits right here. Okay, is that the last bubble? Oh wait, there's this last one. We're gonna do that one too while I'm at it. $2 18? Yeah. I have half a row, a full row, and then the little cutoff part. Those are all the main bubbles. Done. And like I said earlier, this side, with all the ripples, there's a lot of glare, so it's harder to see the leaves underneath, which makes this side a bit looser, I think. And that's why I am saving it for last. We're gonna continue down here on the bottom of the canvas. That was easy enough. Can you see how like scritchy this side is, like from here right versus here left? The thinner is making it way more transparent. But now that I've hit a good like spot where I only have like this quarter of the canvas, I can go back down here where it's wet, or dry rather, and start to kind of fill in that space. Give it a second layer. Scritchy, like messy, like it's, do this. Do you see how it's like this whole right column here is more transparent than like the left dark water part is? Let me use my hands to point. Like this part versus this part. Like see how opaque this is and how transparent this is? We don't want that. So we're going to do a second layer. Like down here is already better with a second layer. Yeah, I get hiccups easy. I don't really control that at all. For a while it seemed like I was getting them around 5 o'clock every day. Okay, I need to wash some of these to push some of them back with a dry brush or a transparent wash, but I can work up top now because that'll need to dry before I give that a second layer. But I am out of burnt umber, so. And we're almost at the stopping goal I had for today, even though we're at, no, we're almost, I thought I'd be done in 3 hours with that. And we're at 2.5. So not bad at all. We have another quiet song. We'll just skip past that. I'd also like to get at least this side done on stream so you can see it. The other sides I'll probably do off stream. I don't know, we'll see what time it is. Once I finish the main part of this. Seashore Monday says details are coming through. They're getting there. I'm kind of only working in the top right portion of the canvas while this dries, and then I'm going to do a little bit more definition in these guys and then definition here. That's the goal for today. But there's a lot of leaves right here and they're all clumped together. Plans for channel points? I think Chaz had an idea maybe. We were talking about it at some point. Mess. Total mess of leaves. I think there's been an idea for a while. Well, I feel like there was an idea and like no one wrote it down. So what we need to do is just like set time aside and figure it out and be like, did we have an idea? If not, what could work? That's more so what's going on. I did have well, Steven had a good idea for, what's it called? Like sub badges when you hit numbers. And that's been sitting on my desktop for a little bit, but I was trying to get caught up with all the paintings that needed to come out. Because some things had gotten backed up on things. This whole area is such a mess up here. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. That helps a little bit though. Just trying to dry brush through it and give it anything to have any detail. All right, let's move here and try and connect these pieces together like a puzzle. We have a 27-month resub from Andrew in the kitchen. Good morning. We are working on this painting. Bubble. I think right here is the last of it, besides adding a little bit more shading. Now I can add shading. Let's get a little bit of glazing liquid for that though. So that leaf is dark, that leaf is darker, this one is, part of that is. That's helped a lot, just to bring some of this back down. And then we're just going to do the same down here with these guys. Like this one. That feels way better. It helped to bring this way down. And I can do that down here for some of these other pieces too. I liked this side of the painting originally, but now that I'm doing this to it, I like it better. Has everyone picked a favorite leaf? Mine's the oak leaf in the upper left. Oak leaf in the upper left. This one? This one. I'm really liking this one. All right, we are right at the time I wanted to be at. That's great. So I can do a little bit on the side here. And have to make this up. And then we can call that good. we can also be out of paint again. But I'm happy with the front. It's still, like I said, still kind of an underpainting, but also not at this point, because the dark water is set in, and that's not going to change a whole lot. I might add more shadow to it at some point, because it's just burnt umber. But the leaves are underpainted, essentially. So there's the block in for the side. And we're just going to do the same thing where we kind of touch it up. Make the opaque parts more opaque. Do a wash for some of these leaves so they get pushed back a little bit in space. Okay, there's it blocked in with the darker this time. So you can see how it wraps around the canvas. So those get washed back. Circle now squared. Oh wow, she's still going. I thought I'd do a 3-hour stream today. I wanted to get right about where I am. I just have the other 3 sides of the canvas to do. So I figured it'd be about 3 hours. I thought this would be a great stopping point, would be to get it to this point. So I just have to do these sides to make a match right now. Let's actually do the bottom first so that can dry. I'm sorry, Radio Dread. Mad at Twitch. Next side. So we can let the bottom of the canvas dry while I work on the rest of this over here. See, when I think about it, I can plan ahead and actually be smart about things. Also, I'm becoming very hungry. So do the top? Nope, I got one more side to do. Hunger before painting. There goes the stream. I did have a piece of toast earlier. All right, there's that side. We just have the bottom, or top rather, the last side, the fourth side. Okay, so that's the top part. Is this dry? Yeah, we can set that down. There it is, blocked in. Let's talk about the painting, and then we'll talk about what's coming up. Make sure this brush is really washed because it's one of my nicer ones. One I haven't used often. There, that's better. Cool. Let's start with the Patreon ticker. Shout out to my patrons for their support and allowing me to paint whatever I want. Do you want to roll? I don't have to roll on this computer. I have a button on this one. The tabletop I cannot, and I cannot roll on stream Monday nights on that computer. That's not set up. All right, the painting is coming along great. I'm very happy with it. It looks really cool on the computer. When I step back, I'm sure I'll like it more, but right now I'm like super up close and I don't love it. Things that are gonna need to happen yet. There's a lot of glare on this side of the canvas, or there will be for the water. And there's like ripples that happen around each of these that will sit like more on the surface. There, that one's not quite elliptical. So that will start to bring in more detail to it. The next thing I want to do is I want to block in the leaves what their colors are. So they start to have that instead of all the same. And like, it looks kind of cool this way. And it's giving me ideas for other paintings I'd like to do at some point with these like tannins in the water, like pushing some of them back. I'm very happy with how it looks, but I do want to bring it fully into the full autumn colors of the photograph I took. There's things I've painted over like pine needles, so those will come back in later. More of the ripples up here, but it's looking really cool. I think this is a good point where it's going to start coming together and looking like it should. That's all I can think of for the painting. Let's talk about other things. Tonight on Steven's channel, we will be playing more Odyssey. We finished the main game, so it's time for post-game stuff. There's the kingdom that they dropped us in after the credits, or before the credits. That one. So we have that one that we haven't really explored, and we can go back and get more moons in other kingdoms and see what happens. Monday night, I'm going to be playing a Genesis game. I'm kind of thinking I might play Echo Monday, and I might play Tides of Time, which is the one I played most. I haven't decided 100% yet. Next week, Friday morning, at my normal Friday slot, we're going to continue working on this. So that will be fun and exciting. Like I said, there is a deadline on this. That does not mean this one won't be for sale. This one will be for sale. I just need it to get done before a certain point so I can photograph it for a different deadline. So there will be more painting. And if we start getting close to that deadline, I may have to do some more streams. We'll see how far I get next week, and that will kind of determine if we're going to have some streams outside of normal stream hours working on this. Echo the Dolphin Monday night? Yes, I'm thinking I'm going to do that. Echo the Dolphin. I played a lot of it. Did I ever beat it? I don't know. I played a bunch of it and then probably got frustrated. I had borrowed it from a friend. And so then I was just like putting in random passwords to get to different levels, and I started to find random levels. And I don't know if I actually ever beat it, so we'll just play some of it. I'm not guaranteeing I'm gonna beat it. I might just play it to show it off, because if you've never seen Echo the Dolphin, it gets wild. And I don't know if I'll get there because I don't know the game well. Chat may have to help me. Or Chaz. Chaz may have to pull up a player's guide and like be like, oh no, go here and do this. There's a lot of paint on my hands. We'll see. Maybe for a few weeks Mondays we'll be painting also. Who knows? Alright, plug up the iPad so it doesn't die before the next time I come in here. And that's about it for today. Oh my gosh. Bike chat is lit today. Did Steven release something? The Patreon video is out if you are a patron of him. Yeah, we'll do a close-up. Thank you. If you haven't seen that. And there's a vlog about Sprite tea. Let's do a close-up. Get it in focus. And we'll move up. You can see the ellipses I drew around some of the bubbles. Like for here, for the ripple. So that's the close-up of it. And if I hold it here, it will be blurry, but you'll be able to see more of it. So I kind of just painted the dark shapes. That was the goal for today. And we did all of the sides. So that's also done. Now it's going to be painting a ton of leaves and then a ton of ripples and glare on the water surface. You meant right, not left? The oak leaf? This one? Or like this one? This one I like a lot. And this one's good too. The same favorite leaf? I already forgot which one I said. I think I said this one. The one that has the bubble on it. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. If you're a Steven patron, check out the Patreon video. It talks about what's coming up. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys tonight for Odyssey, and I'm gonna go have a snack and do some isolation coats on paintings. Have a good Friday, everyone.